Hello again, Coinscrummers. Welcome to another edition of Coinscrum. It's the third edition of 2023, where we were talking about regulating crypto. So today we have Charles Kerrigan and also Ian Taylor. Ian Taylor was the moderator for the event, but we're going to be catching up in this edition with Charles Kerrigan from CMS Law. So Charles, could you just introduce yourself, give us a little bit of your background, what you do, and then Ian will take it away.
Sure. I'm Charlie Kerrigan. I work at CMS, which is an international law firm. My background is in corporate finance, so I've done a lot of work funding the deep tech, including crypto and blockchain industries. We're still building, and although the funding is not as available as it was the last couple of years, there's institutional funding, there's a lot of development going on, and the industry continues to grow and develop. Like that?
Cool. All right, Ian, give us a little bit about your background and then fire away at the questions with Charles, because Ian was our moderator this evening. So he's got a lot more in-depth knowledge and questions when it comes to regulation than I do. So
yeah, thanks Nat, and to the team at Coinscrum. I'm always happy to support the good work of your organisation, and been doing this for nearly a decade now. So yeah, so back to Charles. Let's ask a question regarding the UK government's live consultation, which closes at the end of April. We know that they're looking at issuing some bespoke regulation around the activities of crypto asset participants. What about the other side of bringing in traditional financial legislation? What's your view of this sort of two-pronged approach?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing, we're in the shadow of FTX, so there is bound to be regulation. We can't avoid that. The industry itself has been calling for regulation. We're not in the same position as the US, where there's such lack of clarity and uncertainty around the characterization of tokens, security versus utility. We've had guidance on that in the UK for 4 years now from the regulator. And so it's not difficult to advise on projects that are launching tokens, whether they're inside or outside the regulatory perimeter. The regulation that follows, that we're seeing now, is to some extent a reaction to the market, that individual consumers have been able to access crypto exchanges, .com addresses through the internet, so they're not onshore regulated businesses. It's unclear to the regulator whether people who are accessing those businesses understand that there's a lack of protection, a lack of regulation. So the first piece of crypto regulation in the UK of this type was bound to look like what we're seeing through the consultation. It was going to look like, to a large extent, the application of traditional financial regulation on top of these previously unregulated entities' assets. So I think we've got to tick that off. It will bring us from a position of some degree of uncertainty to a more certain position. It will mean that the entities that are providing services in the UK are subject to a level of scrutiny and diligence that hasn't previously been the case. So regulators have really one thing at the front of their minds, which is consumer protection. So we're inevitably starting with a piece of legislation that looks like traditional financial regulation from a perspective of consumer protection. It won't end there, we'll go from there. I think what we'd like to see is the regulation becoming more bespoke and responding to developments in the industry. That's going to be Web3, tokenization of data, and similar. The difficulty of regulation is it always lags innovation, and in particular in the crypto world, where the innovation goes at lightning speed, then regulation is even further behind than it is in many other industries. So we need appropriate and proportionate regulation. What do I mean by that? Appropriate not just to assume that we've got Bitcoin and Ether, we've got exchanges, that this is a market where there will be thousands of coins. People's smart wallets and smart contracts will be trading them algorithmically. So innovation's going to keep running ahead. The regulators have got to somehow keep up provide a level of consumer protection, but also provide a level of education, as your body does, to ensure that both the industry, government, and consumers have an understanding of what is good practice, what's safe practice, how to stay safe in this environment.
Certainly is a dynamic environment and very difficult to put guardrails in place to protect against consumer harms that you talk about. Okay, well thank you very much, Charles, and back to now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much, Ian. Charles, can you let the viewers just know how they can get in contact with yourselves and where they can find you guys?
Sure. So I'm part of a big team of specialist lawyers at CMS. You can find me, Charles Kerrigan, CMS Law, on the internet. You can also find me on LinkedIn. We got a team of lawyers who are all crypto natives. They grew up in-house lawyers in crypto firms, so they understand the industry, and we're here to support it. With a lot of colleagues around us who are specialists in regulation, we've got technical experts who've worked at regulators at the Bank of England and similar. So we're here to support.
Thank you very much. Ian, thank you very much. Take care again, Coinscrummers, and we'll catch you on the next one.